Tap it again. Got 3 instances of Pyromancer's Goggles. Cast this Volcanic Offering. 3 volcanic... No, that's 4 Volcanic Offerings. Oh, yeah. Love it. Today on Commander Replay, the Midnight Hunt for Red October continues with Florian Voldaren Scion, Red-Black Control. Next on Commander Replay. I want to thank my awesome Patreon supporters. You guys are awesome. If you want to help support the channel and vote on which decks I play next, feel free to check out my Patreon, link below. Welcome back, everyone. Playing some Florian Voldaren Scion today. Take a look at this opener. Oh, this doesn't make any mana. Oh, if it did, I'd probably keep it, but we got to mulligan that. What do we got? We got 2 lands and an Everflowing Chalice. That's not terrible, actually. Yeah, we can make this work. We got a wheel. Yeah, I think this is fine. We'll go ahead and keep. So, second game out with this deck. Unfortunately, the first game that I filmed with it, my internet crashed, and there's no ending to that game. It just kind of cuts off, and it was actually a pretty interesting game. But hopefully we'll get to do some cool stuff today, get a good look at the commander. It's pretty interesting, in my opinion. We'll take a look at it after our turn. We draw a War Elemental, one that I threw in here for funsies, but the triple red is going to take us a minute to get to. Let's play the Dragon Skull Summit tapped, and we will pass like that. So, taking a look at our commander, it's Florian Voldaren Scion, 3 mana for a 3/3 with First Strike. At the beginning of your post-combat main phase, look at the top X cards of your library, where X is the total amount of life your opponents lost this turn. Exile one of those cards and put the rest on the bottom in a random order. You may play the exiled card this turn. Pretty interesting. So, cares about doing damage to your opponents and lets you look at the top card and pick one based on how much damage you do, which is pretty cool, honestly, to the point where I've taken the risk of cutting all the tutors from this deck. Now, obviously, if you want to power the deck up more, run the tutors. We are a combo deck. But, you know, I'm really kind of banking on Florian being that strong that, like, you can cut the tutors if you want to, if you're not trying to be as savage as humanly possible with your lists. So, it's a pretty neat little effect. It's also card advantage, too. Before the game crashed, we did get pretty late into the game, and both of us were low on cards, and just Florian was kind of getting us there because we were refilling our hand and our opponent wasn't. Fast starts from our opponents is not great. We got a Soul Ring and then a Soul Ring into a Signet. Yeah, it's not amazing. We got the Sliver deck. This game is like actually a pretty good rematch. We got 2 of the same commanders from the first game that I filmed with this thing, and Sliver Queen was definitely in that game. With the Slivers, there's a good chance that I might just kind of slow roll everything for the Blasphemous Act. Ooh, we pick up our own Soul Ring. That's going to help. Play the Cabal Stronghold. Play our Soul Ring. Do we Everflowing Chalice on? I think I'll Everflowing Chalice for 2 next turn. I think I like that play. Ooh, you know what we can't... Contrary to the Blasphemous Act play would be Loyal Subordinate, cast our commander, and then start getting value, which... Does this thing make black mana? For each swamp you control. We control no swamps, so we actually don't have a second colored source in this moment. Maybe we hold off on that then. Okay, yeah. I think we go on the slow roll everything kind of plan. One thing about the wheel is that this Rakdos Charm is going to be really good against Vadrok. They are a graveyard deck, and this exiles the graveyard. 37 lands in our deck. We'd take a peek at it. We have 37 lands. Hopefully we catch one off the top next turn, particularly one that's colored. But we got some cool stuff in here. So finisher-wise, I just dropped in an Insurrection. We've got Wound Reflection. Got the Sanguine Bond, Exquisite Blood combo. We have a Gray Merchant. That's kind of the big late game stuff. Cardur is one that can even do some real nasty things to your opponents. You got some burn spells. We got a Valky Tybalt, which is pretty ridiculous. So there's just a lot of little things in here. It's definitely more of a control deck, but does some nasty things, has some life loss. We could probably put a Torment of Hellfire or something in the deck if we wanted. Oh, we do have a Torment of Hellfire. Ha ha ha! Didn't even see it. Yep. So that's also a win condition. We got the Meat Hook Massacre, which also very, very good. So lots of good cards in the deck. Also, I added Voltaic Key and Manifold Key into the deck. And last game I was about to like get pretty wild with those until someone shot the Mana Rock and it wasn't the best. Opponent plays a Tribe Elder, then cracks a Tribe Elder. Verity Circle. What does this one do again? Whenever a creature an opponent controls becomes tapped, if it isn't being declared as an attacker, you may draw a card. Pay 5, tap a creature without flying. Interesting. Would be really good against my tap creature tribal deck. Be drawing a lot of cards with that thing. Ooh, opponent doesn't have a follow-up play on turn 3. Alright. We may get punished for not playing the Loyal Subordinate here. We'll see how things go. Could really use an Urborg from one of our opponents, so we can make black mana with that. Mana Vault is interesting, but not ultimately what we were looking for. Let's cast the Mana Vault, and then we can go Everflowing Chalice X3. Yeah, let's do it. Everflowing Chalice, kick 3 times. One that I've been trying to use a little bit more. It's just tough. I've got the 12 or so mana rocks that I really like, and this doesn't usually make the cut over a lot of them, but it can be really good for something like we just did. We are missing land drops, though, and that does mean that someone drops an artifact board wipe, that'll be pretty bad for us. Targ Nar, Demon Fang, Null coming in. Haven't seen much of this one. 2 mana, 2/2. It is their commander. Pack Tactics. When it attacks, if you attack with creatures total power 6 or greater this combat, attacking creatures get 1/0 until end of turn, and you can double its power and toughness. It's not bad. Cares about combat. Kind of a little anthem on a creature, and you can pump it up. Fun little card. Pyromancer's Goggles for opponent. That is also a very good card. We may have to Wheel of Misfortune on our turn if we don't catch something. Sentinel Sliver. Slivers have Vigilance. Opponent's going to poke for 1. Opponent's going to Winds of Rebuke. Oh, bouncing the Everflowing Chalice. That hurts. Hurts a lot. Wow. Do we pay for this? I'm going to go no. We draw a land. There's a land we badly needed. Play the mountain. Yeah, the Sliver deck seems to be going a bit slow over there, so I think we are going to actually try to get some stuff in. We're going to go, we're going to go Everflowing Chalice on 1. Yeah. Actually, can we go on 2? Yeah, we can go on 2. Get the Chalice in. Then cast Loyal Subordinate. Won't have quite as much mana as we did before, but still getting this back in with some counters on it. Now we're set up next turn with the Loyal Subordinate, and we can just cast our commander to dig for a card off the top. Seems pretty good. Hearth and Home for opponent. Those are very good. Oh, you know what's probably going to happen? He's probably going to cast his commander and then recast his Winds of Rebuke. Oh, we also milled an Ancient Tomb and a Grim Monolith. We probably should have hit him with the Rakdos Charm. Gonna swing over to the Slivers. Love it. They do have a blue blocker, though. I don't know if they'll trade it in or if they'll just take the hit. They take the hit. Hearth and Home trigger. Druid class for opponent. Fantastic. He didn't do the Vadrok thing. Seems like he might be stuck. Or was just waiting. Drop some nasty instant. Slivers have Shroud is not great. 2/2 over to the Gruul opponent. 1/1 our way. It's in the air, so we can't block. Brings it back to our turn. There's Mana Vault. We'll leave that tapped for now. There's a Thran Dynamo. More Mana Ramp. So I guess tap these two, get a Thran Dynamo. Let's get our commander in. Have some mana floating. Can't really do much with it, though. But what we can do is get this Loyal Subordinate trigger. So this will ding each opponent for 3, which is very cool. We'll go to combat. We'll hit Delta Fiend since he's open. I don't feel like messing with all of Ryan's open mana. Opponent's gonna Faithful Mending. You gain 2 life, draw 2 cards, then discard 2 cards. Interesting. Hadn't seen this one. Has flashback, so they can do it again. Do they have the colors to do it again? Doesn't look like it. Florian trigger. Oh, cards, cards, cards. What do we want? I mean, part of me thinks we just need, like, a land. Skyclave Relic isn't terrible. That gets us a lot of colored mana. Yeah, I think I like that, actually. Let's get Skyclave Relic. And it's very difficult to interact with. Oh, God. Oh, I forgot you have to cast it this turn. So we just exiled the Skyclave Relic, is what we did. That is unfortunate. Oh, that was dumb. Whoops. Whoops, 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 whoops. Yeah, we could have did that so much better. Mana Crypt would have been the correct choice in there, given the situation. Opponent plays a land, gains a life off the Druid class. 4/4 over to the Slivers. Sure. They're going to block with the 1/1 this time. It goes down. Combustible Gear Hulk. Targeting us. How worried am I about this red-green deck? I'm a little worried about our life total, so we'll let them draw. Fintorn Elves. Also, if they just cough down a bunch of creatures, all that's going to do is fuel up this Blasphemous Act, so... There's another creature, Immolation Shaman. Whenever an opponent activates an ability of an artifact, creature, or land that isn't a mana ability, does 1 damage to them. Cool. Faithful Mending, targeting themselves once again, that's fine. Burgee and a Mountain into the graveyard. Mystic Sanctuary. Comes in tap, though, doesn't bring anything back. I almost wonder if the Wheel of Misfortune's gonna power people up at this point. Opponents are kind of low on cards. Haven't really shown a ton of card draw. I almost wonder if we hold that for a little bit. Sliver Queen coming in. That might make me a little more anxious on the Blasphemous Act. Gonna swing over to the Vadrok opponent. Brings it back to our turn. Mana Vault. Not paying. There's a Swamp. Colored mana. Sweet, sweet colored mana. Play the Swamp. Still can't get the War Elemental, which is disappointing. We'll go to combat. We'll get the trigger. Each opponent loses 3. We'll poke Ryan, since he's open. He takes a hit for 3, down to 27. Florian trigger. Let's not do something dumb this time. Try to get something valuable. An Allspine Dragon is a card. Equal to the damage dealt this turn, which is only 3. Okay, yeah, that's less good. Court of Ambition is a card. Valky's also a card. And, ooh, do we have enough to go Valky Blasphemous Act? I think we do. Yeah, that's probably going to be the play here. Seems a little too good not to... Oh, can we cast the backside? Yeah, we can. Okay, cool. Cast the backside of this thing. Tap all of our colorless mana. Guess we over-tapped a little. Yeah, this thing is crazy. Got it out in the last game, too. Almost got to ult it in the last game, but... exile top 2 cards of each player's library, or top card of each player's library, rather. +2 on the thing. Mana Geyser. Oh, my. Mana Geyser does things. And a Great Henge. And a Rhystic Study. Oh my god. Oh, we're 1 short of the Mana Geyser. That's disappointing. We can get the Rhystic Study, though. How much is this thing? 6. Yeah, I don't have enough for that. Get a Rhystic Study? Drop a Blasphemous Act. People are definitely going to be gunning for that Planeswalker. It resolves all the creatures getting blown up. Back to the command zone for us. And pass the turn. Try to keep our Valky alive. Hopefully no one has haste. Or removal. But even if they don't, as long as opponents tap mana, we can cast Mana Geyser, we can cast Wheel of Misfortune, cast the Great Henge. As long as we get damage on an opponent, we can get War Elemental in. We are poised to do some things. There's a Batterskull for opponent. And even if that doesn't pan out, we still just have a Rhystic Study in play, so that can fuel us into more stuff. Opponent's going to pay. They get a 4/4. End step Generous Gift on the Tybalt. That makes me sad. It's a ridiculous card, though. Like, the cards we got may just be able to win us the game. Not immediately, but over the course of time. Just picking up 4 cards off of it, still pretty ridiculous. Even the land, too. We've been needing lands. Mana Geyser are less good with Ryan not tapping his lands. So we might not be on Mana Geyser this turn. Cultivate for opponent. Opponent also paying. Not ideal. I mean, maybe we're just on War Elemental. They're all kind of stuck on cards. I don't really want to feed them. So, yeah. The only thing is, I want to get to a place where we can leave up Rakdos Charm mana in case we got to exile the graveyard. And our colors have been really tight, so it's not been the best. We still don't have a 3rd red source, actually. It's annoying. Flame Rift is a card. I think we just cast our commander then. Actually, wait, do we get the Great Henge first? Great Henge for 6? Absolutely. Tap this. You know what we can do? We can play this Unclaimed Territory. Choosing... What's this thing, a vampire? Choosing vampire. Cast this using the Unclaimed Territory. And now we've got Rakdos Charm mana, which makes me a lot happier. Great Henge will trigger. We'll draw a card. It also gets some counters. Counters on a creature with a first strike is usually pretty relevant because it gets harder and harder to attack the bigger that creature gets. Price of Progress is also a magic card. Probably going to wait a turn. Want to leave up that Rakdos Charm just in case. And if our stuff sticks, we're going to be set up to do some really crazy stuff next turn. Let's attack the Slivers player. We don't have a lot of mana left, so we got to be careful about what we grab here. A 1-drop would be ideal. There's a few in the deck. Look at the top X. Insurrection Zancha Wooded Foothills. Oh, Zantra's interesting because no one has cards. And that'll allow them to draw cards like crazy at the cost of someone's going to lose a lot of life. We already played a land, so we won't be able... Yeah, maybe we just... Ryan seems like he's struggling, so hopefully we don't get comboed out. I'm going to go a little risky here. Grab the Zancha. Cast the Zancha. If we lose, it's probably because of this play right here, honestly. The more conservative route is just leave up removal and not put card draw for our opponents on the board. We'll give that to the Slivers player. Yeah, I think Ryan's just going to pump all of his mana into that. Oh, they're going to tap our creature. Interesting. Oh, yeah, that'll draw them a card also. So now we can't block. It's 3 to activate Zancha, by the way. Land, opponent gains a life. Dowsing Dagger. Oh, I'd be so happy to have a Dowsing Dagger right now. Love to get that triple colored mana. Gives Ryan the plant tokens. Continuing on our opponents, by the way, we do have Ryan in the middle piloting this Vadrok Apex of Thunder deck. A commander that he's been playing a lot as his high power deck, and there's definitely a combo in there. He gave me a list to play one time. I don't think it was super tuned up yet when he gave it to me, but yeah, there's definitely some combos with Vadrok. It's interesting. Opponent's going to swing our way with the big germ. Yep, nothing we can do about that. Just out of curiosity, who survives a Price of Progress? We would take 6. They would take 4. You would take 6. Slivers would take 12. 12 is a bit. Opponent gets a land, gains another life off of it. Yeah, life gain. Pretty good against what we're trying to do. Targ Nar, coming back. Thrill of Possibility. It's going to go twice because of the Pyromancer's Goggles. Into the Rhystic Study. Ooh, we get to draw. Nice. Tome of Legends. Tome of Legends did some real work in the first game that I played with it, because I also had Voltaic Key out, so I was really getting a lot of card draw with it. Oh, that's a Twin Flame. Yeah, okay, now we really need to leave up that Rakdos Charm. He has just enough mana left to make me nervous. Here comes Vadrok. Okay, hopefully we don't get punished. Oh god, they can mutate onto the plant. We draw. There's a swamp. What do they get back? Winds of Rebuke is super annoying. Inevitable Betrayal. Ugh. Bribery, basically. Yeah, we're going to exile that graveyard. Targeting the red-green player. Yeah, they probably have a lot of big creatures. Draw with Rhystic Study. Animate Dead is a card. Get back our Loyal Subordinate if we want. Get a Combustible Gear Hulk isn't terrible. Burgie, I'm sure, is ridiculous. Hopefully there's no Eldrazi or anything like that in their deck. Avenger of Zendikar is a magic card. One that, in this exact second, we're not super well suited to deal with. 6 tokens. Kind of gross. Soul Ring. Into the Rhystic Study. We draw. It's a Cardoor. Nice. Nice. This is how you make your opponents die. Love it. Oh, you know what we could do? We could do something like, if we get enough mana with Mana Geyser, we could go something like Mana Geyser, Price of Progress, which will really drop the Sliver's opponent, finish them with Zancha triggers, then Animate Dead the Zancha, and then put it on someone else and kind of keep doing that. It's not the worst. Gigantic Sliver coming in. Oh, yep. That's a card. Use a Rhystic Study. There's a Sanguine Bond. That also does things. Whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much life. Not a ton of life gain in our hand. Cardoor's ability if something dies is it at the moment. 5/5 over to Ryan. I'm going to block with a plant. That's fine. Looks like 13 tapped lands for Mana Geyser. Not necessarily the craziest Mana Geyser ever, but could still be pretty good, I think. Not paying. Another land. Mana Vault. Let's play the fetch. Crack the fetch. We do have 2 basics, so we can get Smoldering Marsh. Yeah, I think Mana Geyser is going to be pretty good right here. Definitely get a lot of things out of our hand. Use all of our colorless mana to do it, because why not? Opponent's going to Arcane Denial that Mana Geyser. That is disappointing. That is disappointing. Looks like they have the mana to pay for the study, too. Even more annoying. Ugh. Waste of 5 mana right there. At least they don't have the counter for Cardoor, though. Cardoor, I think, is going to be the important part here. So let's get that in. Cardoor, Great Henge. Opponent's creatures are going to get goaded. Love it. We draw. Mystifying Maze is a card. I think right here, play the Tome of Legends. I want to hold the Animate Dead just so we can make the best possible choice with it. I think we're just passing like that and sitting on the Rakdos Charm. We are going to have to discard the hand size. I think we actually discard the Wheel of Misfortune because we have card draw and our opponents don't. Like, I don't want to play it. Florian, but X is going to be 0 right here, I think. I don't think anyone's taken any damage. Yep, X is 0. We'll discard the hand size. Actually, one what we can do, because I'm just going to exile Ryan's graveyard anyway. We can discard 1 less card if we cast Rakdos Charm right now. Opponent's going to draw with Zancha, though. They're going to Teferi's protect themselves. That's fun. We are going to exile Ryan's graveyard. Get this Teferi's protection out of the way before we try to make our big play. Love it. Unfortunately, though, the Teferi's does give our opponents safe passage, which isn't the best. We draw another one with the Rhystic Study. End step, discard the Wheel of Misfortune. Let's also get rid of the Swamp. Maybe we wanted the Swamp because Price of Progress. Just thought about that. Arcane Denial. We'll get to draw. Opponent will get to draw. Use the ability. Draw 2. Oh, we have the combo. The combo is in hand. Everyone has their Soul Ring out. I now pronounce you Soul Ring and Wife. Ryan points out that this is a very similar replay to the last game, In the last game, he also hit our Valky with Generous Gift, and we also hit his graveyard with Rakdos Charm. Opponent goes on the attack. They get the trigger from Targ Nar. Yeah, unfortunately with Teferi's Protection, they get safe passage, where if all the creatures are in play, you know, things are probably going to get blocked and things are probably going to die, and lots of Cardor triggers, and it's pretty nasty. It's pretty nasty. Hearth and Home trigger. The only thing we need to do is just not get out-tempoed, hit hard with removal. Like, we have all the things we want at this point. Ryan's down to 20. That's a Reforge the Soul. That is not ideal. We have all the things we want. I'd prefer that didn't happen. I guess don't draw with the Rhystic Study. Yeah, that wasn't great. We catch a Torment of Hailfire. That'll get us there. We have a lot of mana. There's some tokens there. Tokens are an issue. There's the Urborg, finally. Reliquary Tower also. Ancient Green Warden. I'm a little nervous about Ryan having a fresh 7. Upgrades a Druid class to level 2. Can play an additional land. Is there a red-black class? I'd have to go look. I feel like there isn't. You know, we may not be able to Torment for enough to kill Delta Fiend, but we could still, like, drain everyone's resources pretty hard. You have to watch out for a counterspell, though. He just picked up a fresh 7, but he also might be anxious to, like, try and get stuff going. Be interesting to see. Oh, some opponent points out that it could have bounced the Avenger of Zendikar and got it back to his side. That would have been a good thing, because here comes the land and the plants. The plant's getting bigger. We need to get all the blue mana tapped out. Runaway Steamkin, I'm sure is bad. We draw Blood Crypt, Young Pyromancer, Runaway Steamkin, Rhystic Study. Maybe this deck needs a Past in Flames, or something like that. Yawgmoth's Will. Draw with Rhystic Study, Sanctum of Stonefangs. Tap the blue mana. Monologue Tax. Yeah. Rhystic Study. How do we bait the counter? That's the question. Treasure Nabber. Yeah, there's some mana rocks out there. Treasure Nabber might be able to do it. Yeah, opponent leaves up 4 mana and passes. That almost certainly feels like a counterspell. Opponent's got attack with everything. Oh, they're going to send it all over to the Teferi's Protected player. Yep, no Cardor triggers. Makes me sad. Lava Belly Sliver. When this creature enters the battlefield, does 1 damage to target player or planeswalker, you gain 1 life. Yeah, that could be a little nasty. Gonna shoot the player with the most life. I can get behind that. You know, we don't really have a plan for the creatures this turn. Cloud Shredder Sliver. Actually, you know what? The plan is going to be find something with Florian and then make our big plays in the second main phase. Cloud Shredder Sliver is something to be a little worried about. Draw with the Rhystic Study. Finally catching all the lands. Now is not exactly the time for them. It comes in. Pokes opponent again. We're going to draw a card. Volcanic Offering. Gives us something against the creatures if we need it. Kindred Discovery is a card. Nullspine Dragon is also a card. Particularly with his Reliquary Tower. Although, we're going to be looking at more life loss than damage. That is a bit of trickiness. Nice! He's going to get him with the Mana Tithe. 4 for 4. Oh, yep. Got him with the Mana Tithe. There's an unlicensed disintegration. Gets countered with the Mana Tithe. Still 4 mana up over here, though. Oh, opponent still has to attack. So someone's going to get blasted right here. Ew, yeah, everything over to Ryan for mana tithing him. Okay, let's see if we can get him to tap some blue mana. Or he might just die, because this is Xaxes in the air. This flies, though. That has flying. He's going to swords on a creature. Okay, he'll probably survive. And yeah, it's the one that makes them all giant, so they'll get much smaller. He's down to 2 cards in hand. Is one of them a counter spell? Down to 3 mana. Volrath's Stronghold is actually pretty cool. We do have to play the Reliquary Tower, though. Opponent's going to return to nature our Great Henge. It's a little disappointing. Wasn't exactly part of everything we were doing, but it's a crazy card, so. Honestly, I probably would have shot the Rhystic Study. Rhystic Study's doing much more for us in this moment. As made evident by the fact that we have 15 cards in hand. Make sure there's no strip mines on the battlefield. Don't see any. We're going to get some creatures to die in battle. I think we're going to be looking at some Cardor triggers. Oh, that's be an attacking creature. Doesn't count blockers. Makes me sad. This is going to eat something, though. Cardor is so nasty. So nasty. If you're looking for a really nasty, terrible to play against red-black commander, Cardor is it. I think there's a few of those out there, because who's the old one? Karabek the Merciless, also pretty terrible to play against. There's a Cardor trigger. Each opponent loses 1, we gain 1. Nice. Not paying. There's a Phyrexian Arena. I don't know if we truly need that. I want to get the Sanctum of Stonefangs into play right here. That'll give us some extra with Florian. I'm gonna hold off doing much until our second main. Actually, what's this one do? This is the beginning of upkeep. Yeah, we've already missed that. Yeah. Oh, that's pre-combat main phase. That one won't trigger till next turn either. Bummer. Bummer. Let's send these two over to the Slivers so we can get some damage for our stuff. Ryan's holding up priority, so he probably has something. Look at the top X with Florian. Well, Insurrection's a little late. That's disappointing. Rakdos is reasonably cool. The 4 to cast, though, a little rough. A little rough right there. Didn't go exactly how I wanted. Thinking just the Thermo Alchemist. Although, Feast and Famine's not terrible either. Let's go Feast and Famine. Card's pretty crazy. Cast a Feast and Famine. I was holding off on everything to try and catch Cabal Coffers, but that didn't happen, so. Sliver said he should have countered the board wipe earlier. He's been behind since, yeah. Let's get the Reliquary Tower into play. Let's cast the Manifold Key. Use Manifold Key on the Thran Dynamo. Let's get... Oh, Urborg's not in play yet. That's not great. Colors. We are still tight on colors. Get the Cryptolith Fragment. That being the case, gives us colored mana. Oh, that one comes in tapped. Forgot about that. Let's get the Treasure Nabber in. Kind of want to leave up this in Licensed Disintegration just so we don't die to something. But I'd also like to get the Feast and Famine equipped. Yeah, we'll probably just have to wait on that. Yeah, I think leave up on Licensed Disintegration. There's a world in which we could steal this thing with the Treasure Nabber and then fire off 2 Volcanic Offerings, and that would be crazy. I do have a feeling we're going to get attacked here, though. I guess not. Opponent's going to send this over to Ryan. Yep, 2/2 coming our way. Double, oh man, that's like, it's a little scary. Because if they just pump all their mana into this thing, then it would go 6, 12, 18. That could be a lot of commander damage. Yeah, I don't want to just die to commander damage right here, so throw our commander in front. Yep, they're going to double. It's a 6/4. They need to double again if they don't want it to die. We have first strike. Yeah, and they do. I mean, they used 8 mana to do that. That doesn't bother me that much. Our commander goes down. Ryan loses his commander. We go back to the command zone. 2 lands, Druid class. Yep, or is that 1 land twice? Somehow their triggers are doubled. Oh, Ancient Green Warden doubles their triggers. Yeah, that seems good. They scry twice and gain 2 more life. Their life total's going in the wrong direction. Ew, Eternal Witness. Pays for the Rhystic Study. What are we getting back? Fairly low on mana. Ha ha ha, I tapped some Mana Rock. Treasure Nabber. Got him. Oh, it was a treasure. Never mind. No Mana Rock for us. Oh, I got excited. Yep, there's the counterspell. You find the villain's lair. That is why we did not cast the Torment of Hellfire. So glad we didn't do that. And we get a Rhystic Study. Command Tower. Young Pyromancer trigger. Nice. Opponent taps a Mana Rock. Love it. Timeless Witness. Gross. What'd they get? Oh, that one got countered. Draw with the Rhystic Study. Another land. Haven't seen this one. Thriving Bluff. Enters tapped. Choose a color other than red. Tap for red or a mana of the chosen color. That's interesting. What is that even out of? Is that Jumpstart? What is that? Getting back their Great Henge. Okay, okay. Yeah, that's legit. And they can cast it for the minimum. This is good because they're making themselves the threat a little bit. We've actually been like fairly quiet over here. We're just like ramping and drawing cards, which is still very good for us, but it's not as immediately threatening and they're at 60 life. That should put some thoughts in everyone else's head about what to do. Nice. Taps another Mana Rock. We are going to have a lot of mana. A lot of colorless mana. Not so much on the colored, but another Mana Rock. Vadrok coming back. Onto the Runaway Steamkin. Take a peek at the graveyard. We draw for Polluted Bonds. I don't think there's anything too crazy in his graveyard. He could sword something, I guess. Vadrok trigger. Getting back Strategic Planning. Casting Strategic Planning into the Rhystic Study. We draw. Our library's starting to get a little thin. We're down to 45. Gotta be careful of a windfall or something. Another Mana Rock. Ooh, is that the Pyromancer? That's the Pyromancer's goggles. Nice. If we're going to Volcanic Offering, now would be the time. We might have to do it just for the memes. Expressive Iteration. Whenever this... Copy that spell, you may choose new targets for the copy. Oh, this doesn't seem good. Look at the top 3 cards of your hand. Put one in your bottom. You may play the... Okay. And they get a copy of it because they use the thing. Draw with Rhystic Study. Haven't seen a board wipe in a while. Wonder if I cut too many. This thing might be overkill, honestly. Probably just be happier with like an Ambitions cost. Because so many of these things are life lost now that I'm not sure this is doing exactly what you want it to do. There's ways to gear for it better. If you switch to more of the red cards and less of the black cards that are more damage based, then it can certainly make sense, but something to think about. There's a Dockside Extortionist. This is where we have to be careful. So what he'll probably try to do is like play a bounce spell or something Draw with Rhystic Study. He's going to get a lot of mana, though. There's a lot of artifacts on the battlefield. Would love to be able to stifle that trigger. Oh my god, that's like 21 treasures, I think. Well, let's see what he can do with 21 mana. We are going to have to auto that Treasure Nabber trigger. Electrostatic Field. There are scarier things. Let's start autoing stuff. If he finds card draw or the combo, we're in trouble. Glasspool Mimic. He would probably copy the Dockside. Eternal Witness is not the worst thing. He probably needs card draw more than he needs anything. Curious to see what he does. We unfortunately don't get to know the target, so I don't want to burn our one piece of removal. He goes with Vadrok. Okay. So he's going to bounce Vadrok. Yep. He's going to recast it here in a second, and when he tries to mutate onto something, we're going to blow that up. Although, he has so much mana that may not actually matter. Mutating onto the Glasspool Mimic. Wait. Oh, we have to put things on the stack. He's got 9 treasures. That's probably enough for another recast on Vadrok. I think that was its first death. Oh, actually, yeah, no, this should work, I think, to stop him. Shoot this Vadrok. What do they have? Dovin's Veto. Opponent and the counters. So Vadrok on top of a Vadrok. Oh, he gets 2 now. We continue to draw and get pinged. Need to hope he whiffs. He hasn't shown a lot of lands, so hopefully he runs into all the lands in his deck. He passes. Or goes to combat. Where does he go? There's a lot of things to be nervous about. Hasn't been so much removal this game. 1 board wipe and 1 spot removal, I think, and maybe 2 counters, but a lot of things out on the board right now. Also with about 1 million cards in hand. Our way? Yep, everything our way. See how it is. Cathartic Pyre. It's going to shoot our Treasure Nabber. Luckily, it's kind of already done its job. Draw with the Study. Signet. Signet's good for colored mana. We get pinged. We can't block. We take a giant hit. Down to 12. That's not great. Slivers, if they make a big play, could easily kill us if they want to. But I think they do have to be nervous about all of this over here, so hopefully we'll see how they're feeling. Frantic Search. We draw. Untap 3 lands, really? Ugh. Wouldn't be surprised if he has another counter by this point. Although we could probably bait the counters out with the Volcanic Offering. It's not a terrible idea. We do need to survive, though. That's really the name of the game here. Funny story. If we use a Voltaic key on the Pyromancer's goggles, I think that means we can tap it multiple times and get a lot of Volcanic Offerings. That sounds really appealing to me. That's a thing that I'm interested in doing. It won't end the game. Yeah, it's a Sliver Queen. But it will be hilarious. He's going to ping Ryan. Excellent. Oh, the Flying Haste one isn't in play anymore, thank God. Don't have a Haste Sliver. I really want to execute this play. Oh my god, this is going to be so awesome. This is going to be awesome. The Meat Hook Massacre would likely kill our opponents, though. Oh no, it would gain us a bunch of life, which is also very reasonable. So we could go that first, clear out all the tokens, then play the Torment of Hailfire. Ryan's going to start drawing with the Zancha. Going to block with a 1/1. Oh, we have a Massacre Worm in this deck. Massacre Worm would also be hilarious. Oh, this turn, I am excited. I'm so excited about this. Oh, this is going to be silly. Back to our turn. Not paying. Jeska's Will is a card. Doesn't get us a ton of extra mana, though. Sanctum of Stonefangs. Each opponent will lose 1. And we'll gain 1 life back. Love it. Play this Voltaic key. Tap opponent's Soul Ring. Tap this thing. Use Manifold key. Untap this thing. Tap this thing again. Use Voltaic key on it. Tap it again. Got 3 instances of Pyromancer's Goggles. Cast this Volcanic Offering. Do need 2 mana. We'll use this. 3 Volcanic... No, that's 4 Volcanic Offerings. Oh, yeah. Love it. Let's start with this Mystic Sanctuary. Oh, Ryan can pick something. Choose target creature you don't control. How about a Sliver Queen? And Slivers can choose a creature. Uh-oh, it's freaking out. They get a monologue tax trigger. Yep. Opponent's going to make a Sliver. Sure. They'll gain a life. The Germ was the other creature that got targeted. Let's see the other land. Let's get some copies of Volcanic Offering. Opponent's going to activate Zancha. Yep. Looking for a counter, maybe. I don't even know if that does it. Teferi's Protection would help. Actually, Teferi's would be really bad because of Torment of Hellfire. We wouldn't be able to kill them, and they'd probably kill us on the backswing. Let's shoot this Lost Veil. May change target 3. Let's shoot this other big thing over here. Target 4. Oh, I think we get to choose? That's kind of crazy. I'm sure that's not how it's supposed to work. I'm very confused about what's happening. Target 1. This Lost Veil. Target 2. This land. This thing. That thing. Cool. I think it worked. Next copy. Let's get Nykthos. Let's get this plateau, I guess. Get that thing. And let's get that thing. More stuff getting blown up. Hit another one of Ryan's lands. Hit the Opal Palace. Get the Avenger of Zendikar. And let's get this Sliver, I guess. And I think that is all of the volcanic offerings. As these last two resolve. Meme ensue. Oh no, he's got Dovin's Veto. Alright, one's getting countered. At least we're getting that counter out of his hand. I hope we draw a Massacre Worm, because that'll be hilarious. Nope, Chaos Warp. These are all X1s, X2s. That's an X3. It's an X7. 7's a little scary. Play the Meat Hook Massacre for... Actually, let's do this. Let's equip this sword first. Play the Meat Hook Massacre. I think I'm going to go for X5. It'll keep this thing alive, and we'll clear out a lot of other stuff. Also, this will definitely bait a counter if he has one. Triggers on the stack. Looks like it's resolving. Oh my god, that's so many triggers. Whenever a creature you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life. I think we only lost 1 creature. Creature opponent controls, yeah, we're going to gain a bunch of life is what's going to happen. Oh god, we have to put all these on the stack? There we go. Auto these. Are we going to be gaining some life? Really wanted that Massacre Worm, though. Would have been hilarious. Actually used up quite a bit of our mana. I used all the mana rocks first, which I probably shouldn't have done. The Feast and Famine out there, but each opponent loses 1 life. We can get a little extra mana with this thing, I think. 1 extra mana. Oh, opponent's going to tap our creature. That's not ideal. Yep, going to tap our creature. Bummer. They draw a card. That'll give them an extra card for the Jeska's Will. That's something. We haven't played a land yet. Let's play Urborg. Jeska's Will. Getting red mana off Ryan. 5 red mana. And we'll Torment of Hellfire for as much as we can. It's going to be X7. Probably won't kill anyone, but should drain their resources pretty heavily. Opponents survive. They're low on cards, low on life, but they are still alive, and we're kind of wide open. Even with all the mana we had, wasn't really enough to kind of get there. Exsanguinate would have actually been better in this spot because of where opponents' life totals were. Actually, no, because we only went X7, so it still wouldn't have killed them, but the red one would have. What's that called? Crackle with Power? That would have killed them. Maybe that's got to go in here. Yeah, instead of Insurrection, add that. Land gains life. Yep. Opponents get all their mana rocks back, which is disappointing. Gruul War Chant. Yeah. Attacking creatures get 1-0 and Menace. Commander back to play. Yep. Monologue Tax. Rhystic Study. Great Henge triggers. That's what can beat us. The card draw. Hopefully they whiff. Hit lands. Plays a land. I think we still have Aggravated Assault left in the deck. That's probably what we're looking for if we want to try to finish this thing out. Garruk's Uprising is pretty good. Rhystic Study. Ryan says he can refill our hands, which I don't like at all. That means we're probably going to lose a whole bunch of things. Looks like opponent's going to move to take out the Slivers. There isn't a lot. They could have a blue removal spell to deal with this. Oh, they have 0 cards in hand. Nope. That's probably going to kill them. Can't block with a Sliver Queen. I mean, this hand's actually not that great. As many cards, we have 21 cards in it, and it's like, it's fine. A lot of lands in this hand. Don't really want to lose the Volrath Stronghold, though. Opponent goes down, finally getting someone out of this game. Game was off to a quick start, and then it just died. Everything slowed right down. Opponent blinks their commander, untaps it, Great Henge, Druid class. Oh yeah, all seems good. All seems good. Luxodon Warhammer. I think I'm actually going to go no. Oh, they're going to pay. That's fine. Yeah, there's the windfall. We're going to lose 21 cards and draw 21 cards. No. Sure this isn't good? We definitely need to make sure everyone dies before they untap again. There appears to be a little more gas in this hand, though. There's a Wound Reflection. Great Merchant. That should get some stuff done. Damnation. There's the Massacre Worm. There's the Aggravated Assault. That's how we finish it up. Remember the Fallen. Oh, God. Dockside Extortionist. Yeah, draw with heuristics. Friggin' Dockside Extortionist. Needed another piece of graveyard removal. Tormod's Crypt would stop all this from happening. They're going to get a lot of mana. Yep, there that is. I wish I put the free creature removal spell in black into the deck. Actually, we don't have a commander in play, so we wouldn't be able to cast it, but it is not in here. There's a veto. That with Grey Merchant should be pretty good if we get a chance to untap. Oh, there's probably so many counters in that hand. Yeah, that'll be a nightmare to try to get through. 20 treasures, yep. Can do a lot with that. And there's probably a bounce spell in there to do it again. There's double vision, yep, that's going to be a problem. They've cast their first. I think they've already done that. Yeah, Remember the Fallen was their first. Yeah, opponent's got their combo. Yeah, that sucks. Here comes Firebrand Archer. There's Bola Citadel. Not helpful at this juncture. Actually, interesting story. So this deals 1 damage, but if a creature dies each time, we gain life back. Lord Dracus. Whenever this mutates, return target instant or sorcery to your hand. Yep. Getting... Oh, Windfall. Yeah, Windfall will just kill us. Yeah, there's the Windfall. Windfall will get us. That's what we get for going for the meme play. Although the meme play kind of needed to happen because we needed to draw out counters, and that was the type of thing that would draw out counters. Actually, I had quite a bit of trouble assembling these combos. I don't know why. They get messed up every time, right? We got wheeled away, which was unfortunate. Maybe the deck needs a Tybalt's Trickery. Stop whatever nonsense our opponent's trying to do. Yeah, down we go. He has 0 cards in library. Oh, wait. Who won? Delta still has cards in their library. I think Ryan just punted. Yeah, Delta won because Ryan decked himself, thinking that mill is not the same as draw, right? If you draw when you have 0 cards, you will lose. Windfall will kill you. He was thinking it was more like any of the mill combos where you have to untap first, and that is not the case. I think we need to make a few changes here. War Elemental really wasn't working as much as I wanted to. Yawgmoth's Will is a card, though, that would have easily allowed us to finish the game out. So dump one of these in there. Couldn't find that Massacre Worm. Maybe we should have recognized how much mana we had left, and we could have gone hunting for the Massacre Worm with our commander, and the Massacre Worm would have killed multiple players, which would have been fantastic. So, because also you can play the board wipe after it, and then continue to get death triggers from it. So, yeah, kind of a long game. It is a control deck. What else can we put in here? Oh yeah, Tybalt's Trickery is probably a good idea. Maybe we don't need Sizzle. I like Sizzle. It's fun in these kind of decks, but I don't know if it's truly... Without a Heaven play, it's fine. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, feel free to comment, like, or subscribe. Thank you for watching. Help support me and save 15% on singles by using the promo code REPLAY at MothershipATX.com. Commander Replay t-shirts, available in orange and colors beside orange.